Good morning, everyone. Welcome aboard Flying with Mike. I know to some it's afternoon or evening, and maybe tomorrow. But hey, welcome aboard. We sure appreciate you being here on your Fridays. Hope you all are having a fantastic Friday. The weekend is yet but tomorrow. So, anyway, today we're going to move some packages around. My goal is Richmond, Indiana. However, my first flight is to Columbus, and then from that regional hub down to Richmond, hopefully. I am under the gun with time today. Don't know specifics as of yet, but we can definitely get up to Rickenbacker there in Columbus for the first leg of what I plan today. And if time permits, and I'll be honest, I don't really think it will. Um, we'll head down to Richmond. Otherwise, you can count on that flight coming in the near future. Okay, so again, we're in the Rotate MD-11. Some of you pushed and prodded me hard enough to buy the plane, pushed and prodded me enough to fly it, and I've been flying it pretty heavily. We just flew it earlier, the passenger version this week. And today we're going to take the one that most people see, the freighter. The passenger version kind of didn't last long, but the freighter, well, I like how one video put it, a fire sale. Literally, they were picked up, they were thrown to the boneyards real quick. The MD-11s didn't live long in airline service, but boy, when the fire sale went up, the cargo companies gobbled them, and boy, did they make use of them. To this day, even FedEx still flies them today. UPS here in the States, GEC, Lufthansa, basically cargo. They're all still flying them heavy, although they are beginning to wean them out for the more efficient two-engine aircraft. All right. But when you get them for such a deal, it's even two engines may not be enough to make it advantageous to get rid of them. So, all right. So today we're flying, like I said, the Rotate MD-11. We are in Memphis. Let's crawl up, get this plane fired up, and on our way to Columbus, Ohio, Rickenbacker. And you're all going, huh? Yeah, it's the other airport in Columbus. I've actually picked up and delivered freight there for air cargo. uh, in the Cold War, it was a tanker base on alert. Fun story I love to tell. My first cargo load to Rickenbacker for Victory Express. I backed in and was told I got about a 6 or 7 hour wait on the plane or something like that. And I'm like, oh, great. So I went out to the truck and did what I normally do when we have waits like that. And then all of a sudden I looked out the windshield at the building across the road. It was one of those, if you've ever seen movies of what the alert shacks look like that the crews were in, doing whatever crews do while they're on alert for their time period. It was staring me right in the face, and it took me a few minutes to piece it together. And I'm like, and granted, Rickenbacker was no longer on active status. None of them were actually. We had come out of the Cold War, brought the forces back down. We weren't in any kind of alerts. Um, and it's all fenced off, and I'm just like, boy, I'd love to go in there and just see what one of these looked like. And of course, it's gated off, so you couldn't. But yeah, would I have loved to have done that? Anyway, I love telling that when I'm here at Rickenbacker. Just and I try to figure out where I was on the airport. I can't do that. I can't figure out where our cargo pickup point was and what things, where it would have been. Even going back in time, I can't put it there. So it's just one of those ghosts. I guess is what you could call it. But yeah, right across the street was one of those alert shacks. Normally you see them in what we would call Christmas trees, where a taxiway goes off a runway with branches and aircraft park on it. It's called a Christmas tree. Um, but and some bases, you know, square off an area, that's where your alert aircraft are. So it's just kind of neat to have seen. It wasn't a Christmas tree yard, that I do know. So it was just weird and interesting all at the same time. So here we are up in the plane. Like I said, we do have power to it, and basics done to it. Now we're going to take over and get to work on it. I have loaded it. Well, not loaded it yet, but I got the numbers in. We're putting 100. Well, let's do it the right way here. Sim toolkit. All right, so you can see we're going from Memphis up here to Rickenbacker, and we're going to very simply fly the Genhu 7 NUYID to GETTA onto the JAX 2 arrival. 23 left is what we're planning to land on. 18 left is our departure runway. Loadout. 115,261 pounds. 845 pounds of fuel, and we're planning no passengers today. Stay off the plane. You do not go back to Columbus. And 90 for a cost index at 37,000. It's about an hour-long flight, so we should have a good time. Weather is beautiful. What do you know? Right now, just windy, but beautiful here in Memphis. 190 at 10, obviously South Ops. 10-mile visibility and a few clouds way up there at 25,000. Over there in Columbus, same wind basically, little lighter, 10-mile visibility. Hey, how did you rate getting lighter winds, Rick Columbus? You need what we've been going through. But anyway, it's 41 degrees up there and clear skies. So, as opposed to 53 degrees here in Memphis. Plane's going, you're going to do what to me? So, all right. So I hope y'all are strapped in, ready to go. We're already online with a VATSIM. Look for FDX 811. That'll be me on the ramp. We're around a stand 2. Hang on, I got it actually written down. 259. Yeah, they actually have them numbered for FedEx. That's a giant hub. If you didn't know, I kind of didn't show that off. So hang on, let me do this, do that, and kind of pan up. Oh, there we go. So yeah, this is what's called a super hub. Much like a super plane, it is gigantic. The entire north end of the airport is FedEx. Actually, we have company here. And over here's the maintenance section. And then UPS is right there with a couple of spots. Delta has, I think, some kind of a deal here. Northwest used to be in here. And that's pretty much it. I mean, other than the other airlines being here as well. But yeah, it's pretty much FedEx, the whole north end. Amazing to see. All right, so that gives you an idea what a super hub looks like. I think still considered the largest hub for cargo in the world, air cargo, that is. So I think it was for quite a while. So, all right, so let's get to work, shall we? All right, we're in the process of getting the cockpit prepared. A couple of things you need to know if you're new to the plane. and those returning to the plane to try to remember. The biggest thing is once you load it, okay, put your cargo load in, whatever your payload is. If you're using SimBrief, you can cheat. Put your block fuel in, put your trip fuel in. That'll give you your landing weight down here. Okay, once all of this is the way you want it, the big takeaway with this plane is you need to have a takeoff CG. So TOCG, you'll see it below the numbers here on the graph, between 30% and 31%. Even the passenger plane. So there are two different versions. I have not heard that change for the passenger, as we told you earlier in the week. So keep it between 30% and 31%. And many of us just go 30.5. It's right in the middle. You can't go wrong. The passenger plane starts really pushing that the edge of the envelope, but we've got it. That's what seems to work. I don't know what happens if we don't. I'll be totally honest. Never done it. Don't plan to. Once you have it all set up, you got your TOCG just fine. I recommend come down to apply load configuration and FMC to the aircraft and to the FMC. It just saves a little bit of work, but it's up to you. But where you can see it kind of flashing there, I'm making it kind of flash. Apply load configuration. So we'll click it. So what it's done is it has now loaded the aircraft into the FMC and the actual aircraft. However, you're not going to see anything in the cargo bay. So now go to ground ops, make sure you have your wheels chalked. Obviously, I always put the cockpit stair up in this version, open the cockpit door, cargo forward, center, aft. And if you want to turn the lights on, go for it. All right, once you do that, click fuel service, click load aircraft, and then go back outside, because guess what? Oh, somebody's right next to us now. Cool. Now we get to see some of the anime that happens with this plane. If I can get the camera positioned where I was before, would be outstanding. Anyway, yeah, it kind of drives through anything at once. It's kind of like any guy on the ramp. Yeah, so what? There's a loader in front of us. Run it over. Yes, I know a few guys on our channel that and gals that are working ramps, and they love it when I give them crap. Give them smack, as they say. And you can see the neat anime. It's showing it loading and all. The only downside is here comes the fuel truck in the background. Let's kind of swing over here. I think, yeah, here he comes in. And that might be all he does. And then once they have these two cans loaded, the tractor will pull away like it would in real life. Why stay? You don't need to. And now, once the door closes and all the anime disappears, so do the cans inside the plane. Which to me is cheap eye candy, but hey, I'm not behind the controls that rotates, so. And you can see the fuel truck finally did stop to give us a little couple of gallons of fuel. Okay, now it looks like we're going to see them when we go in. We'll do a quick demo. Don't worry, it'll be very quick, and then we're going to load. There goes the truck to run into the building. There goes the cargo to load into the other plane. We'll watch it. All right, now they've disappeared. And so has their handiwork, which is fine. You know, like I say, to their company can do as they please. So that's kind of neat eye candy. All right, but again, make sure the TOCG 30% to 31%. When you click load aircraft, you know, I've never done that without the anime outside. But anyway, make sure that TOCG is right. So, all right, now we can get into loading the airplane and getting it ready to go. So the battery, obviously, we can tell is on. We're on external power, or we're on something. I'm not gonna give that little secret away. No. Battery engine, we've done the tests. Electrical power is established right now by the ground power unit. We're going to go ahead and start up the EPU. That'll take a couple seconds. Annunciator lights we've tested. Cockpit lighting set. When that's up, we'll be good. All right, I'm going to come down here real quick. You can see the APU right here firing up. So, all right, we're going to press on. Let's get the, well, let's wait. You know, it worked last time where it actually shut off. Let's see if we can't get it to do it twice. So hope your Friday again's going well. Mine is obviously going great. Got the grandkids today. That's the time cap I have. When they show, we done. So that's pretty much it. And that'll be for the day. So it looks like we're getting pretty close to available. I think we are. Nope, not yet. Wonder how much more it's got to go. Oh, N2's not at 100%. I don't know if N1 gets to 100. Okay, there's one of them at 100. All right, it is now showing on. So we'll kick the EPU bleed on. Allow the packs to do their thing here real quick as we transfer away from ground power to internal, which we just did. Coming off the jet. Come over here, dismiss the ground unit, and up here it should be not lit anymore. Cool. All right, let's I'm going to foresee, I don't know if the real one does this, but when we go to nav, we're going to get a cargo fire check. Okay, 2 and 3. Ox, I should say. Good CVR chest, even though you can barely see it in there. Oh well. Emergency power switch can now go to arm, and we get down here and start setting up the McDo, hopefully correctly this time. Well, what did we say the we'll find out here. We'll get that set in a minute. All right, let's go to FMC. We just updated yesterday the FMC data from NavGraph. So if you're on NavGraph accounts and like your nav data up to date anytime now, we'll get you in the latest and greatest RNAVs. So, all right. Let's go init. We do not have the init requests that we've seen in Zebo, Level Up, several companies. Flight Factor, I believe, has some version of it in their Airbuses. It's not here. So you got to put either the company route in or the route in. Lucky for me, company route. Okay. I mean, it's such a long route. I mean, it is so many pages of fixes for this route. Believe that one. I got a bridge in Phoenix to sell you to Hawaii. All right, and technically we put the flight number and the alternate in at a later time. I'm just gonna beat the rush here a little bit. CVG Cincinnati, if you didn't know. KRP Cincinnati. Great show. Okay, flight number FD X8111 goes there. Now, I keep screwing this up. Don't click initialize the IRS just yet. Make sure, if you're able to set your your numbers here. If you're not, don't worry about it then. Some of these airports do have the cargo side taken care of. So I'm going to bring charts page in. As soon as I get on the right page. What the heck? There we go. Did I lower that? I don't know what got in the way there. Huh. Anyway, let's bring charts in. All right, you're going, well, Mike, your flight plan's not up there. Yeah, I'll show you. It's real easy. Import flight, import from SimBrief. Getting a kind of gist there. SimBrief's a pretty necessary tool that's free. Okay, so there's our route. Told you, it's a lot to it, folks. Ugh, just sweating thinking about it. Okay, let's go to Memphis taxi, parking gates and cords. It does not appear they have anything for the cargo ramp. Usually that is the case, just the passenger gates. There are some airports, they do put them in. Check them. If you have NavGraph charts, it's real easy. Just pull up your flight and look for it under taxi, parking gates and coordinates. All right, so that being the thing, let's get rid of charts. Let's just click initialize, position reference, back to flight plan. And what that'll do now, when the IRSs all align, they're going to align on the airport reference point or whatever these coordinates are, usually the airport reference point, which in the grand scheme of things isn't bad, but if you can narrow that down to your gate or area, it just gets it more accurate. And I'm going to go ahead and throw in the cruise altitude, 370. Okay, from here on, we'll come back, finish up the rest. But for now, we are set to continue on. Head up top here to the overhead. We'll do the hydraulic test, real simple. Push the test button, close the window. What that does, makes 2 clicks for me to do that, say like the battery or to disconnect a generator. Takes 2 clicks to open that up. 1 click to open it, 1 click to turn it off or on or disconnect or whatever you're doing. If you leave it open, it's just 1 deadly click and that's it. So that's why I say close those guards. Okay, and moving on up. Hydraulics. And here's the test in progress, charging up system 3. The big thing with the test is make sure you got 5.3 gallons in each one, and all of them are in the 9s or 8s. We're good. And to be honest, I don't know how to reload it if we needed to. All right, as the hydraulic, what it's going to do is charge each one. Inside there are little alarms and stuff going off, not in the plane, but in the system itself, and it's checking. Okay, if the pressure gets down so low, there's the yellow. It gets even further, this happens, and it's checking the logical circuits. Okay, so let's go down to comm radios. This is another tricky area. Now, since we're on VATSIM, Auto ATC has graciously given us 7634 as our transponder code. just like an Airbus, type it in, boom, you're good to go. You're going to find Airbus and this plane are quite alike. If you haven't noticed it yet with the FMCs, you'll get it on the next steps. Okay, the big thing here though with the comms, two things. Open up your XPilot. Make sure your COM1 or whatever one you transmit on to ATC, make sure you have it bold TX, and then also a bold RX there and bold RX on COM2. That's how you'll be able to talk to, and they can hear you and you can hear them. 121.5 is so controllers can yell at you, get on my frequency. Okay, they're not that mean, but you get the point. However, let me give you a little tip on all of them, all airplanes, not just this one. For this one, if you see, I just pushed VHF1. Oh, you don't see it. My RX went out on COM1. However, reason I did this is so you can see it. Make sure you turn these all the way up, and then push on them so you get the light on. Two things. With the light on, you're connected to receive. However, if you're not turned up, you're not going to hear them. You're going to say, everything's set up, Captain. Why aren't we hearing them? Because you didn't turn the radios up. I don't know, to be totally honest, I don't care what you do with COM2. I know VATSIM would be very mad at me for saying that, but I really don't. But for COM1, if you want to be able to hear ATC, you have to turn the volume up. Trust me, I learned that day one with the plane. So I'm passing on hard knocks lessons that this guy's gone through. So make sure TX is lit. Secondly, make sure VHF1, VHF2 are lit, and thirdly, turned up. Now, to get mode C to light up, all you got to do after you put your code in, or if you don't, just move the knob to exponder. You're going to find in just about 98 to 99% of the aircraft, that turns it on. And the logic is getting a lot better to where it actually, what you look at your gauge actually happens with you and the controller. All right, enough said on that. But yeah, the big things, I'm trying to hit. Okay, test done. Come back down to engine. All right, let's continue this. I think we're back to, glare shield. Okay, glare shield is or eyebrow where your autopilot controls are. All right, big thing is we got a set altimeter, which is 3018. That is the top one. Your minimums can be radio, altimeter, or baro. You choose what your minimums are. I'm running radio altimeter at 400, already set. Now, if we were in Europe, unless we're at maybe an American base like Ramstein, you are going to be in a millibar or HEPA situation. So what you would need to do, and this took me forever to find, 2 buttons took me forever, and it was right there in front of me punching me. Inches, HEPA, right there. If you push it, see it, the barometric pressure just changed to 1022. Yeah. Very simple, but yet so hard for me to find. So check for that. Okay, the other one that I had trouble with is over here by the cargo door test under the windshield anti-ice heats. Annunciator test, the light bulb tests that we do in most airplanes. Yeah, it was right there, but I sure as heck couldn't find it. So All right. And then the other big thing, a lot of aircraft you don't do this on. This one you do. They have a limiter on your bank that you, the pilot, set. A lot of them are just default auto. So depending on speed, altitude will dictate how much bank they put to the plane. You, unless you leave it in auto, dictate that. So if you want to limit to 20% or 20 degrees or 10 degrees or 5 as the captain or pilot in command, go for it. Otherwise, leave it in auto and it'll do just like it did on the other planes. Okay. And let's go on and finish up the FMC now, shall we? Or as I like to call it, a McDo. First off, I want you to look very carefully at this overhead panel. Very Airbus type-ish look. Now, granted, not in the same locations, but it is. You start understanding the Airbus, and I'll bet more to the A300 suit than the 320s. This starts to really get easy. Your hydraulics, boom. Your electrics, boom. Air, boom. I mean, it's just, you see what I'm talking about. And then we get down here and you go, holy crap. Other than this takeoff and approach button, that's a Airbus McDo. I think takeoff approach might be a McDonnell Douglas thing. But isn't that amazing how if you just call this an Airbus 11, things begin to percolate better. Now, flying it, oh no, it does not fly like an Airbus. No. So, but it does do quite a bit like an Airbus. You know, a lot of people hate Airbuses because they're so automated, but yet that's what makes it so easy to fly. Until something goes wrong, then it becomes a pilot's plane. Okay, so enough on that. Let's move on. So we've already got the flight number, the alternate, and cruise level in. No, we do not have a step climb between here and Columbus. Just so you're aware, it is a whopping 482 miles. We're estimating an hour, roughly 15 minutes to get there. Okay, so the big thing we need to figure out here is temp and winds and our CI. Okay, our temp, I don't usually touch that. That gets tough. I'm not even, there's a couple of formats I think could help us on that. But overall, that one's the toughest one for me to figure out. But I can figure out the wind real easy from SimBrief. Okay, right now we're dispatch in their report to me, letting me know what our flight, all of our conditions and NOTAMs and this and that and the others. We have an averaged wind of 265 at 6.8. So 265 is basically an east or a west wind. We're going to the northeast, so that's a tailwind. And it's 68. The actual component on the plane is a tailwind at 50. So we'll go TL5. Hang on, since I'm not changing the temperature, I got to put the slash in. TL, just following this, head HD, tail TL, 50. Click. Optimum and maximum, that's about to come in when we tell it our CI, cost index, 90. And there we go. We can go up as high as 42,000 feet. Yeah, we're not getting that high. Could go to 38, not going that high either. We're going to 37 though. That I think we can make. All right, next up on the list, we now check the weights of the aircraft in the McDo. Okay, so we've got that. We're going to click on it. It's going to make this neat little window. Let's come back here. Go to weight and balance, and there's all our numbers here. Let's make sure things are close to it. Block fuel 36.8. Block fuel we plan 36.8. Takeoff gross weight of 405.4, zero fuel weight 368.6. Now, if you didn't do this apply load configuration here at the bottom, you'd be clicking into them to fill them in. That's all you'd have done. It's your call if you want to take that little easier road. Okay, now let's go to F plan. Where have we heard that before? SID 18 left. And today's flight takes us on the Gen EH7. There it is. And transition, we are taking that right, NUYID. Yep. Click. Insert. All right, now if you don't mind, I'm going to come up here, click plan, click, and we're going to step through just like you would the Airbus, and I am going to be checking to make sure it behaves. So ribs, header, Wirtz, basic. There's Gen, and then NUYID after it. Okay, let's just kind of step up. Looks good. All right, and then GETTA. Pretty tough plan, huh? All right, same thing. Just like Airbus, click it, click star. Okay, terminology may end up different. Hang on, let me check runways. We're planning 2-3 left. I concur. They're both 12,000 foot runways, so I mean, ultimately they're not as rough. Oh, guess what? Their work. Oh, this is there. Never mind. I'm sorry. I'm looking at Columbus going, oh, they do have coordinates. No, no, they don't. Actually, for us at FedEx, they don't. Or maybe they do. It would narrow down a little, but I got a spot -1. Sorry, I do get a laugh at some of these. So 2-3 left. Sorry, let me get back on track. Oh, that's good. Okay, so 2-3 left. We're going to do, let's see. We take a look at the ILS. Could fly straight at it, do a procedure turn, come back in. What's the RNAV look like? Pretty much kind of sort of the same. Let me see how GETTA. Okay, so I'm going to fly ILS. Where's Pickle? Oh, that would be a 5-mile final. That will be negatory, Ghost Rider. However, we'll be on the JAX GETTA insert. All right. So as we watch this, we're going to end up, hang on, just a final, there we go. Okay. We're going to see a discontinuity, just so you know. Jimmer. Oh, here we go. I was going, where is it? Mokes. Poggi Thistle. Thistle is going to be there. Okay. Jax and Pap next. There's our discontinuity. to DNG, wherever the heck that might be. Oh, okay. And pickle runway. Okay, then out to XUB and hold. Cool. All right, and then if we got to go to CVG, there's our route. Okay, works for me. Now, before we go any further, let me click that back to map. There we go. All right, so that sets our route in motion. Navrad looks good. Perf. Actually, let's go to takeoff. All right. For this, let's bring Sim Toolkit in and tell you this. One of the big reasons I like this program is the ability to add programs down here. Navgraph, SkyVector's a website. If you're looking for a free map site for the US, there's a great one, actually worldwide. Charts, US only. SimBrief, just like the SimBrief you would go to on your browser. Okay, so let's bring it in. We're going to go this time performance and tools. You got to put everything in this time. Okay, however you did it, it's all on you. Oh, wait, close. All right, so now we put in KMEM. You got to fill all of this out. That's one of me downside. And to include 40377, the weight. Shouldn't have to. If I can get a flight plan, this should fill in off that flight plan. That's just me though. Okay, so we can now fill it out. Okay, so we're taking off. We'll be auto. There's our wind here at Memphis. And temperature. Calculate. So here's what we're looking at. We're in this aircraft. These are our settings. We'll have the bleeds on. Flaps 15. We'll deal with that laughable subject here in a moment. Thrust will be flexed, and we'll flex at 60. Again, Airbus terms. V1 135, rotate 146, V2 157. The reason people prefer this one and do the extra work is coming. This will give you your takeoff limits for that runway, your weather currently, and your airport elevation, runway not shortened, length up 0.6. But it gives you this. There's your runway heading, by the way. V1, VR, V2. Hang on, folks. I need to lower my window. It's a little chilly in the studio. All right, so they're about to watch me push back through them. We do have a couple planes having some fun here. All right, let's go up top. We're ready to start it up. Emergency lights arm. Okay, all we need now are the doors closed.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go.
Hey, Captain, let me know where you want this thing. Great news, Captain. Your tow's coming.
Okay,
All right.
pushback's been called.
Are closed and we're ready to connect.
Aux pump set. Transponder. Okay, and we're on engine, right? Yes. Okay, we'll be pushing back here in a moment.
Welcome aboard, Captain. Tow's connected, bypass pins inserted. Go and kill the parking brake when you're ready to go.
$119.7. And Memphis area traffic, FedEx 811 heavy, pushing back, stand 259 at FedEx.
Here comes the pushback. Light them up.
Memphis traffic, FedEx 4902 heavy is going to be prior to a left turn, crossing 3,000 feet for final runway 18 left Memphis.
Okay, firing it up.
Just about done here. Go ahead and set your parking brake. And we're disconnecting the tow. Give me just a moment.
All right, we're pushed back.
FedEx 4902 Heavy, 8 mile final runway 18 left, Memphis.
There we go. Okay, just waiting on that center engine. Let's take a look around us. Gave him plenty of room to push back
And
if
we're
he's ready.
disconnected. Signal and pin on the right. Take it easy and have a safe flight.
All right, after APU will be shut off here in a minute. Actually, we could get the bleed off now. There's our pins. Okay, continuing on, APU should start shutting down here, hopefully. Okay, well, we'll hope for the best and may or may not happen. All right, so let's go to config. Set for 4 point, is that 4.8?
Memphis traffic, FedEx 4902 Heavy, 5 mile final runway 18 left, Memphis.
Okay. Back, okay, while we're here.
Memphis traffic, FedEx 4902 Heavy, short final runway 18 left, Memphis.
Back to engine, see how we're doing. APU appears to be coming back alive. Oh well, There's nothing we're going to be able to do. Hey, look, FedEx. Okay, here we go. Time to get a good laugh. Dial a flap. Yep, dial a flap. Basically how this system works. No, you don't call 1-800 dial a flap, even though it really sounds like you should. You set your flap here. I'm not a huge fan of this, just to let you know, because you could be somewhere in the neighborhood of 5 degrees here, and we set, and then your next notch is 28. Ooh, that's a lot of drag coming up. Granted, it doesn't drop immediately, but it takes the hydraulics a little bit to work through. But boy, I don't like this system at all. But let's set it, because we forgot last time. Let's get our spoilers armed. Auto brake set, and here we go.
Heavy clear runway 18 left, taxi FedEx cargo ramp in Sierra. Final call from Memphis 4902.
And Memphis traffic, FedEx 811's taxiing to 18 left from FedEx. And we'll be nice enough to give away to the other FedEx traffic coming our way.
FedEx 4902 to FedEx Leave 811. I'm going to go ahead and cross runway 18 center, taxi via, let's see.
You're fine if you were.
Alright, I'm going to cross 18 center at Papa and taxi via FedEx Grant via Charlie for Memphis traffic.
Copy that. Yeah, you were good on Sierra. We're coming out on Yankee to it. All right, so to Yankee we go, to Delta, to our runway. State trim set takeoff data will be checked once we cross.
FedEx 4902 to company traffic for 18 left. Okay, never disregard, I see it.
Yeah, FedEx 811's crossing 927. Believe me, I thought about taking off on 9 or 27. Oh, but I do need to stop. Oh, stop! I forgot to start the ACARS system. All right, yeah, I almost forgot to start the ACARS, folks. Go figure, it's not in my checklist. Just this big sign in front of my window here saying, start ACARS, start ACARS. LCK for our runway. Let's do a quick downlink. See if my flight plan comes with it. Not really. Well. All right, now we're on theirs. So now we'll release the brakes and we're on our way. All right, and if you are looking for a FedEx airline to join, hey, why not join this one? I have been with them. What did I figure up? 7 years, something like that. And they're a really good bunch of people. Great, easy going. The biggest thing they expect is you know how to fly. That's it. You don't even have to fly on VATSIM if you don't want. You don't have to fly on POSCON or Pilot's Edge or pick your, online ATC. Just have to fly. That's all they want. And they keep it simple for you. And I hope you give them a try. Like I said, I have been here since the dawn of time, it seems like. That's Sim Air Force, but this one's not far behind it. So... but they are just such a fun bunch, great bunch. They have substitutions if aircraft are not available, although that's getting hard to find. There's only a few that I know that aren't available yet. So,
Memphis Travis FedEx 4902, heavy crossing runway G7S0.
and we'll do our takeoff checks here. I know somebody said, and I'm just going to do it. But yeah, we ran into a lot of trouble takeoff last time. And this time, I hope to avoid it. And Memphis traffic, FedEx 811 Heavy lining up on 18 left. Okay. Takeoff data checked, confirmed, good. Auto flight, we're pushing. Nav, we're pushing. Here we go. All right, lights on. Hang on, I think I went the wrong way, so let me get her stopped. Spoilers armed. No, I had them right. Okay. And beacons on. Here we go. Air cabin radar transponders on. Here we go. Brake. Let's throttle up. Okay, V1, rotate. gear coming up. And Memphis traffic, FedEx 811 Heavy, airborne, last call. There we go. All right, we are making that turn. After takeoff, gears up, flaps will come up on schedule, and seat belts will go off at top of climb. All right, slats and flaps are up. Nice little shot of Memphis behind us. Oh, the aircraft that was ahead of us is headed to Stansted. He's got a long, he or she has a long flight. All right, and I did click traffic, right? Traffic and data is on. I don't think, though, we're seeing much in the world of traffic on here. There's 10,000. Okay, we're on our way. Columbus, Ohio, here we come. All right, looks like we got a pretty good bunch out there in the audience. Hope y'all are enjoying. I hope to be able to fly the second leg that I want to today to Richmond. I really don't think I'm gonna be able to. We're getting mighty close on time. What my plan was Memphis to Columbus, to there's a regional hub, believe it or not, for them right there in Columbus. I don't know how big they use it, but there is a bit of a regional hub there. Then I was going to go from there to Richmond, and I don't know if I'll be able to get that flight in today or tomorrow. We'll see how things go, but we are on our way, and I hope you enjoyed that little bit of an expanded look at how you do the MD-11 freighter. They're pretty much identical. You can fly one, you can fly the other, you just don't get some of the stuff, but there's some neat things that come with the passenger version, so the big thing for me was the first flight I did was landed LA, and lo and behold, when I put the jetway to the plane, it didn't go to the front L1, what we call L1, left side first door. It went to L2, the middle door, where, you know, they like to bring you on because you know the people in coach can't go past the curtain. Oh my gosh, we might see something we're not allowed on the other side of the world, how they live. So the curtain separates it. Oh, the first time I heard that, I just went, huh? You really went there? And sure enough, they continue. So, oh, you know what you ought to do is when you come on, and I'm going to get in a lot of trouble for this, peek your head in just for the fun. And guess what? It looks no different than where you are, except maybe less seats. So, oh, and they might be holding a glass of wine with their cheese. And some cheese to go with all that whining they do up there. But anyway, like I said, I probably just got myself banned from all airlines. Do not let flying with Mike aboard. Oh, so anyway, that always cracked me up when I heard it. Me and the wife, I think, flew first class 2 times, both for our honeymoon. I should have said, I want to hear you tell them, do not go past that curtain. Even though we paid for an upgrade into that. But anyway, that's when upgrades were a lot cheaper than they are today. So, oh man, can I have so much fun with them. It does this to me every time. Why is it going wide on turns? All right, we're well through. Holy mackerel. Okay, there we go. Now we're back to standard. Holy mackerel. That happened fast. All right, real quick. Okay, we're closing in on 37,000. Nothing out there. All right. I am going to help myself a little bit here. Going to turn the online networks on just to get an idea what's out there. Okay, we've leveled off. Let's get up here, double check everything. Okay, will be nice for the packages to get up and move about. I don't think we have anything else to do. Yeah, the APU's still on. Oh well. Try it one more time. Okay, we're about 260 miles top of descent. We'll double check all of that. But hope you enjoyed. That was a fun departure. Currently, we're probably about 45 minutes out. Gonna see how close I was. Yeah, about 45 minutes out from Columbus, Ohio. And hope y'all enjoy the ride. Having a fun time here as we cruise along to Rickenbacker Air National Guard Base, but today it is a cargo port for the most part. Allegiant does go in there. Helps to be on Unicom. There we go. In case somebody yells at me and says, "Hey, did you see that departure?" You know. But yeah, great time there in Memphis, even though everyone decided to park in my spot. I don't get it. So, all right, so enjoy the flight. We'll be right back. All right, we're back, folks. Sorry about that. Just catching up with the wife. She had a couple errands she ran. Okay. And if I can, and I know I can since I'm behind the mic, happy birthday to my one of my daughters today. Not going to say the age, but I hope she has a happy birthday. All right, just getting things realigned here a little. Kind of wonky, and I don't know why it changes. All right, well, we'll see how that goes. All right, so we are on our way. We got about 30 or so minutes to go, and we've had a pretty good flight so far. Looking ahead, we don't have any centers popping up on us yet, so should be into the Columbus, Ohio region around. Sorry, folks, got distracted. A few lots down from our house in the neighborhood, they are building one. Trying to figure out what the heck they're doing today, besides constructing. So, all right, so we plan to land 23 left, 12,000 feet of runway, and we'll be parking on ramp 2. Cool. All right, so hope y'all enjoy. We are looking for our top of descent. We need to be above 24. All right, let's get in here and start looking at this. I wasn't expecting that. Okay, so we're about 160 miles out. All right, so EAD, I don't see anything on it. Systems, let's check our status. Okay. Hydraulics looks good. Air temperatures are looking good. Actually, we could go a little cooler in the cockpit. All right, engines look good. All right, landing data we'll get in a minute. Windshield ice, we should not need any. I believe we're still clear skies. We'll get it up here in a minute for you. All right, winds are 250 at 12, gusts to 15, clear sky, 10-mile visibility. So there you have it. All right, so top of descent is coming upon us here rather quickly. All right. By the way, if you haven't read it yet, that verse of the day is iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another person. Really good proverb from chapter 27, verse 17. Proverbs are always a great place to go to when seeking wisdom. Solomon was asked, what does he want? And he said, wisdom, and God lavished upon him. Great words there when you really take it for what it's saying. If you think what it takes to sharpen iron, it takes iron to sharpen iron, just like it would to take a person to help sharpen or help another person. So, great verse. That's why we used it today. YouVersion, great place for a devotion of the day, as well as these verses you see, and they really do a phenomenal job. And love reading them every morning. All right, let's see what we got ahead of us here. 90 miles. Oh. All right, so it looks like ND Center is telling us to descend via the JAX 2 arrival. Would have never guessed that. And they gave us, though, the altimeter. That's nice of them. So we're 50, what are we seeing? Hang on, it makes it easier. 55 miles out. Let me take a look at this again. Okay, we're going to go ahead and start down. Initial descent will set for 15. It looks like the winds are back here in St. Louis too, so oh well. Hey, welcome aboard. Hope you all enjoy as we begin our descent into Columbus, Ohio. Now, we're not going to Port Columbus or John Glenn, as they call it today. No, we're going to Rickenbacker. Little different, little out of the way. Many people don't necessarily get into this place, but it is part Air National Guard base, was at one time Air Force base, and cargo and a couple of airlines come in and out of here to get away from the hustle bustle of Port Columbus. So we are descending on the JAX 2 arrival and planning to cross Vissel between 21,000 and 15,000. So that gives you a little rundown of what we're doing. We're currently showing about 15-20 minutes out, and should be on the ground here shortly. So we are, as some streamers out there have already done, we are exploring starting at a different time. I just, you know, the way my mornings are, I just don't know if we can start earlier. So we're kicking it around. Today was supposed to actually be a bit earlier so that we could have got the second flight. But like I said, the way the mornings go here, you never know. So we'll see. You know, we're doing our best. We're also curtailing flight schedules, giving you heads up as to what's coming because of Lent. It's trying to give up those things interfering with my walk with God. And many people I know out there give up social media and then end up just giving it up altogether. And I've seen others, you know, give up other things, you know, actually fast from food during this 40 days. So, you know, there's a lot of things that take up our time during a day. And if we can devote more time to the Lord, that is what God wants out of us, to praise and worship Him. So, and that's what I'm working to do. So, So I hope you all have a great weekend. Don't forget, another benefit of Lent, if you want to call it that, a great fish fries pop up all over the place. We went through this yesterday, how many parts of the country may not even know the word fish fry. But boy, out here in the Midwest, Deep South, wow, they really put some great fish on the table. And, ooh. So that's a, and that's not a bad thing. There's CVG right ahead of us in Cincinnati. For those KRP fans. Yeah, a lot of my relatives on my dad's side came out of Cincinnati. Used to love going up to a little airport there, Sunken Lunken, we called it. Every spring it gets sunk from, I forget, Scioto? Was that the river that ran up by it? Anyway, whatever the river is, it would flood it every year. Might actually have been the Ohio, but just amazing. But great airport though. P&G, don't know if they still use it or not, but yeah, they were in there big time. Kind of looking forward here, seeing should, so I can get an idea what river it was. I think it was the Ohio. All right, well, we're getting ready to turn. We're through 18,000 and they told us 3004. That's a good start point. All right, let's take a look outside. And it's raining of all things. Sorry, X-Plane. I do get a good laugh from time to time. Now we're crossing over CVG. Oh my, oh my. And passing over Cincinnati. Oh, there's the airport right off the right wing there. You can see it. Yeah, this river right here, tributary, I want to say the Scioto or Little Miami, one of the two, would flood out the runway on the far end there just about every spring. All right, well, we got down to 15,000 awful doggone fast. Got a little ways to go before we start again. So we'll hold right here at 15. Another great airport here in the Cincinnati area. You might have heard of it. Sporty's, Claremont County. Oh yeah, great airport. See if they, Cincinnati kind of, sort of, maybe looks like it. I don't see the stadiums down by the river like are really there. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff here. Kings Island. Yeah, like I said, my grandparents and many of my relatives are from or in the Cincinnati region. And all right, have we got any speed restrictions? No, not yet. None actually on this. Wow. All right, so our next, after we get past Fissel, we got to go past Podgy, And then Fissel is 10,000 at Jack's, but we'll start that descent kind of close to it. Now, much to the chagrin of a lot of people, the reason you don't, like the airport I used to work at, you're not going to find cargo hubbing, if you will, there, for the plain reason that, one, you got FedEx down in Memphis, FedEx in Indianapolis, and they're very large facilities. Obviously, you saw how large FedEx Memphis was. Indianapolis is not to that level, but it's still formidable. You got Louisville with UPS, pretty comparable to FedEx down in Memphis. Then you have things you don't realize, like Chicago. O'Hare has a FedEx complex there as well. Again, not as big as Indianapolis, but substantial enough to warrant maybe not doing it. So does UPS. In Ohio itself, Cincinnati has a big DHL presence. Amazon, Prime Air, you may have heard of it, is there with big facilities. Dayton, Ohio had a major air cargo company, air freight, Emery Worldwide. That facility still stands. What it looks like on the inside, I have no idea, but it was just like you would expect, you know, a sorting facility to be. An airport in between Dayton, Rickenbacker, and Cincinnati. I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head. Airborne Express was in there. They owned the whole airport, basically. And granted, they're no longer here, but that is still pretty much intact there. Now, an airline called ABX flies out of there, but nothing to the glory that it was Airborne Express, all of which this guy's hauled freight for. That's how I know about it. So that's why it's difficult to expect your airports to be hubs unless you give them the moon, like Lambert did to Southwest to get them to come in like now they are. But that took time. So you are looking at a whole bunch of cargo possibilities right here in the state of Ohio. That makes anywhere else tough close by to get a footing. All you got to do is just go here and make a deal. Let's make a deal. And infrastructure is pretty much in place. You may have to do some reno here and there, but you don't have to build it. All right, we are coming on the map. We are going to start our descent here shortly. Big thing for us right now is to be at PAP at 10,000 feet. So, and we'll be slowing obviously to 250. Be shocked. And by the way, there's a lot of freight possibilities. By the way, that's the airport I was talking about. We just flew over it. Hang on. Wilmington. Midwest Wilmington. That's what Airborne Express had. They actually put the second runway in. So, yeah, and then DHL bought them out, and DHL folded in the U.S., only to try to start building a foothold again back here. Oh, yeah, this is a cool airport. Yeah, I drove a lot of air freight in my day with the truck. Good and bad. Good, light freight all the time. Bad, sucks to have lightweight in that box. You have no traction when you get into snow and ice. More so than you usually don't. All right, let's start slowing the beastie down. There's our airport. Now, basically, what they want, well, what one of the thoughts was turn, overfly the airport, fly out, do a procedure turn, come back in. On a clear day like this, nah, we'll make left traffic. I forgot to change something I just saw. Let me go ahead and do that just in case. Set the record straight. All right, we're going to go ahead, come on down to 5,000. There's our airport. That was really cool, though, when I was driving the truck. A lot of neat things I got to see, and that I wouldn't have been able to otherwise. Okay, lights are on. We are slowed. Although it's trying to build again. Oh, what are you doing, dog? Settle down. Okay. Okay, so 155. Okay, cool. And 3005. All right, we are beginning our approach. And 120.05.
Altitude. Stabilizer motion. $2,500. Stabilizer motion.
All right, so here we go. Okay, gear coming down. Yeah, Rickenbacker traffic, FedEx 811 heavy on the localizer 23 left. Okay, we're carrying it in, and we'll slow to 160 here in a minute. Okay, flaps are set 15, and auto brake, and did it actually turn off? I'll be doggone, the APU actually turned off. Holy mackerel. Miracles do happen. All right, let's slow this bird. Okay, 135 or 35 on the flaps, gears 3 green, set brakes at medium, and double check. Spoilers armed, right? See the red? Should see the red. They are armed. All right, let's bring her in.
Stabilizer motion.
Okay, should be 4.9 at Pickle. And Rickenbacker traffic, FedEx 811 outer marker Pickle, inbound 5 miles, 23 left. That's kind of an annoyance.
Autopilot. 1000.
Okay, we'll be landing.
Approaching minimum. 200. 100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Okay, we'll head down to Charlie, exit there. So we're just kind of freewheeling it down, Georgia Overdrive, and take a look out here. Welcome into Columbus, Rickenbacker. Over here would be the KC-135 ramp for the Air National Guard. And Rickenbacker traffic here in Columbus, FedEx 811 heavies off 23 left, taxi to FedEx. Okay, we'll get to stape trim here in a minute. Get turned here. All right, we'll head on down where those other FedEx planes are parked. And I hope you enjoyed. We'll take a look at the clock here. Oh boy. No, we're not going to be able to do another flight. Don't want to risk that. So, if anything, we might just, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe we can put some flaps up and some spoilers down. Forgot about that. All right, let's see where we're going to end up here. I think we'll just shoot the middle. All right, brakes are set. All right, anti-ice stape trim is set to 3. APU's up and running and available. Tail quantity we're not worried about. Okay, fuel switches. All right, all engines are off. Beacons off. Um, enough, Winston. Sorry, folks. All right, let's check our status here real quick. Then we'll proceed to opening doors. Everything looks good. All right, so we'll just put it back on engine. There you have it, FedEx 811 into Columbus, sitting on the line. All right, I hope you enjoyed that flight. That was fun. Let's get in here and see. We got, we'll hit stop. The airline, wow, really? That really felt good. Got us at 456 feet a minute. Wow. All right, well, that's what they say. That's what it'll be. Elevatech shouldn't be too much off that. Let's find out. Complete. Now, you may not have heard of them. They're still in alpha, but they're coming along pretty good. If you know Volanta, you pretty well know this animal. So here we go. 453 at 134 knots. Wow. 1.4 Gs. Wow, it really, ouch. That really felt real good. All right, now let's take a look at Sim Toolkit. I've seen numbers. I don't think, oh wait, we're still set up wrong. All right, they got us at 345 and 133 as well. Complete the flight. All right, let's see. Maybe there's something in here, but takeoff and all went real nice. Okay, an hour and 30-minute flight, 440 miles, 9,000 kilograms of fuel. Landed 1.8. I thought it said 1. Anyway, 345 feet a minute at, maybe I'm thinking the others. Wow. Oh, SimBrief, you crack me up. Sim Toolkit, SimBrief, whichever does this every time. You could have told it to land on 2-3 right, and it would still do the numbers for 2-3 left. That just cracks me up. So yeah. And I am gonna check. Hang on. Ah, no route, of course. Yeah, and it even said 2-3 left. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, that's funny. It shows us wanting to land over here. I would have actually been kind of fun, but we'll do this one. So we're going to have to do this by eyeballing it. So the cool thing is we have these nice hash marks. Golfers out there, you know what I'm talking about. Well, hang on. Let's wait 5 seconds to get into this. Why? Because we'll be out of a break, and the rest of those that are here will hear us. All right. Golfers, you'll kind of know where I'm going with this. But SimBrief in Sim Toolkit always seems to put us on the other runway when we're landing. That's why the numbers look so screwy above it, touchdown and center line. Okay, however, as I was mentioning, golfers, you guys know that when you're on a fairway, there are markers, be it tree, be it bushes, be it whatever, giving you a ballpark how far out from the flag you are. Same thing on a runway, believe it or not, except we don't use trees and bushes. That could get a little messy. We use these hash marks on the runway. They're roughly 500 feet apart. So you're looking at 500, 1,000. And by the way, this is where you try to, and you could see it pretty vivid coming in on a visual approach. Once you bust out of the clouds, you'll see it. But by then, you're going to just land where you land. Anyway, they're 500 feet apart. So we now know we're less than 1,500 feet down the runway. Now, if you look where that green dot is, we were pretty much square on with the runway. To me, that's a good landing. Yes, these numbers say otherwise, but if you want to verify, draw the line over, up 499, or what is it, 422 feet. So we're within 1,500 feet of the threshold line. Don't land in the chevrons. You're in the real world, you don't know what you're hitting. You could really damage an airplane there. But anyway, so that tells you we did pretty good here, even though we were at 133, should have been up around 140. So that's actually not too bad. The 1.8, I don't know where it got that from. 6.8, I think that's a pretty good nose up. 345 feet a minute. Again, I thought we eked that one out pretty decently. I don't know. But I guess, hey, we can just go, are you kidding me, ref? Really? Are you blind? Do I need to get you glasses? Let me kick some dirt on your feet. Oh, that's back in days you guys don't know. With Sparky Anderson and a few others. When baseball was really baseball, not the game of girls today like football is. So anyway, overall, looked like a pretty decent landing to me. What say you? Well, you know what? We don't do this very often. Today is going to be one of those days we do. Take a look out here, make sure everything closed up. Can't remember what airplane it was, but it doesn't close up. All right, let's rewind if it'll let us. By the way, this is built in. Oh yeah, I forgot to come off. I forgot to come off the network. All right, so here we go. Just get rid of that, please. Thank you. All right, let's see. Again, thanks for watching Flying with Mike. We sure appreciate you aboard. Let's see how this landing went. Okay, maybe, kinda, sorta. I might give it to him. Again, I say not a bad landing. Get a couple more views here. I think what it was is I got a little high, killed the power too early. Hence, that's why so that might be where some of the issue was. All right, well, that was a really good landing. We'll roll it back just one more time. Really good landing. I hope you all enjoyed today. It was fun. We had a great time. We'll be back at it tomorrow, maybe Sunday, Monday, sometime here in the next couple of days. I really hope you all have a blessed weekend, and I hope the verse of the day, as the iron sharpens an iron, so should a person sharpen a person. Although it went a little bit more like this. All right, so I hope you all enjoy. Have a great weekend. Be safe, and we hope to see you next week. God bless.